Yo, what's going on, guys? James Keller MMA. We're back. We are back with another episode of the Prospect Watch. And guys, today we are joined by the undefeated 2-0 MMA prospect, the 7-time Muay Thai and Kickboxing national champion, making his LFA debut on 2 weeks' notice. Please welcome Sam Bailey Jr. Sam, how we doing, my man? What's up, bro? How we doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I definitely wasn't prepared for that. That's fucking dope. That was sick.
Oh, you like the intro, bro?
Yeah, that was sick.
Yo, sorry, bro. I didn't mean to start. People have mixed emotions on the intro.
Yeah, I thought it was a prank at first, honestly, but it's cool.
Yo, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to startle you, bro. That's kind of like what I like to do. My bad, bro.
No,
I should have toned it down.
Apologies.
I should have toned it down. But listen, I mentioned, you are stepping in there on 2 weeks' notice to face Santana Acosta at LFA 231. What were your original thoughts when that fight got offered to you? Was there any hesitation with it being so short notice?
Yeah, man. I mean, a little bit. I was sick the week before that. I was out. I was down bad. And then I went to Colorado to go corner and coach a bunch of athletes at the Waco National Championships.
Yeah.
Over in Colorado Springs. So, just the travel time, I drove down there, flew back. I was sick that week, coaching, yada, yada. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, but I did class Monday, felt good. And then it got offered to me Tuesday, and it was kind of no hesitation. I mean, I felt good enough, fuck it, let's go.
So what was your first actions after getting that call? You were immediately in as soon as you heard
I
the
think I
fight
stepped
offer?
on the scale. That's the first thing I did. I checked my weight. But yeah.
But you were looking good?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was 10 over. That's less than I would normally be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, felt good.
Well, when it comes to fight preparation, what does a short camp look like for you? What does a 2-week fight camp look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same as a regular fight camp, right? I'm hitting all the sessions I need to do, strength and conditioning, diets locked in, stuff like that. Had to stop smoking, fogging it up. But it's honestly a little bit easier for me. It's 2 weeks of locking in. There's no question, it's not dragging on. I'm not thinking way in the future. It's actually, it was pretty easy to just really hit all the sessions and recover as hard as I could because, there's no excuse. I got 2 weeks. I gotta be all in.
Yes, sir. So do you see this as a benefit or more of a downside with it being such a short camp?
Honestly, a benefit. I think it's a benefit.
Yeah.
It's all how you spin it, but I feel good. My body's not all beat up after 4 or 6 weeks of what would have been a camp. So I'm happy.
Yes, sir. Well, this fight is in your home state of Minnesota. The venue is less than an hour away from your home gym.
Yep.
So are you expecting a lot of your fans to show up in support? Are you expecting the crowd to be on your side when you step inside the cage?
I mean, yes and no. It is short notice, so I know it's hard to get a Friday off for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of support already. We got another fighter at the gym, Jess, who's fighting there too. So yeah, I mean, our gym definitely goes hard, and then my friends have been just waiting for me to fight locally. I fought at Canterbury Park last year, and it was such a pop when I came out. So I expect something similar, but also LFA is a big organization with a lot of people. Yeah. So I just expect a lot of energy, period.
Yeah. Does that play into your mentality at all, performing in such a big arena and such a big stage?
I don't know. I'm expecting to feel that when I get there.
Right.
But to me, it's such a dope opportunity. I've watched my old coaches fight at Mystic and fight for LFA and shit. So I don't think the moment's getting to me at all. But I mean, we'll see once I'm there, But I don't think so.
I feel you're excited for the opportunity. I get it.
Yeah.
When looking at facing an opponent like Santana Acosta, he does have 8 times the amount of MMA experience that you do. What kind of challenges do you feel like he might present to you inside the cage? Do you feel like that experience will play a factor into this fight?
I think it will, but it also won't. I mean, just because you've been there, it doesn't really mean much. He hasn't fought MMA in about 6 years. He's slick, like he understands how to use his lateral movement. He knows that he
Mm-hmm.
needs to hit hard when he's swinging, and he knows how to scramble. But with that in mind, I mean, honestly, I think the more high level the fighters I fight, the better it is for me because they think they know. But it's
Yeah.
tough I mean, my spatial awareness is pretty good, and I don't really plan on him walking out of the first round.
If you had to make a prediction, how do you see this fight going between you and Santana Acosta? You see a first round finish?
I think I kick him in his fucking head in the first round and he goes down. That's what I think.
That's your game plan though? First round head kick?
That's the prediction, not necessarily the
Right.
game plan, but yeah, I want to style on him, bro. I want him to feel the fact that he hasn't been in there in a couple years. And
Yeah.
I mean, I would hate to fight me on 2 weeks' notice, like just knowing what I've done. Um, yeah, I'd be scared if I were him, and I'm gonna make him feel that fear right away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, speaking of spectacular performances, the last time we saw you out in the cage, you secured the third round TKO win over Ricky Rodriguez. You hurt him with the right hand, then you ended the fight with a flurry of punches up against the fence. Could you walk me through that finish from your eyes? What were you thinking through that finishing sequence?
Dude, it's funny, man. There's a fighter, you probably know him, Alexi Pregande. So he just fought for PFL last
Okay,
weekend. If you haven't seen this kid, you need to. He's
look him
up,
up.
bro. He's like, yeah, he's 8-0 in the PFL now. And he just fought like a veteran, man.
Hmm.
Last weekend, and he beat the piss out of him. Nonetheless, Alexi Pregande, his last amateur MMA fight, he flatlines this kid. The kid's like unconscious against the cage, and Alexi's just throwing hooks. And I swear to
No,
God, that was going through my head as I was doing the same thing. Now, I didn't put Ricky out in the same way, but that's the visual that was in my head, was just swing until he's unconscious.
that's what
It's
you were
pretty dope.
picturing though.
Yeah, dude, it
That
was it was
finish.
so weird. Yeah, I didn't even see Ricky in front of me. I just saw that clip of Alexi in my head, and it was kind of crazy. It was like surreal.
After securing that finish, what were your emotions like after the ref stepped in there?
Content, happy. I knew I was gonna win that
Yeah.
fight. And I was just happy to bring it to the third round and to use some of my grappling because
Hmm.
I'm not I'm not cocky enough to say like, oh, I could have just finished him in the first. But I
Right.
didn't want to finish him in the first. I wanted to feel what it was like to go 3 rounds, get some grappling fatigue, and just get some more time in the cage. So I was just happy that I did get the finish against him because he wouldn't have quit. The ref stepped in.
Yes, sir. That makes sense 100%. Now, looking back to your MMA debut, you debuted in January of 2023. What were
Yeah.
the nerves like stepping inside the MMA cage for the first time? What did you have to change about your game going in there versus just a stand-up fight?
Yeah. Well, the dude I fought was from Jackson Wink. So that
Hmm.
definitely intimidated me. Just being from a good gym, like, we're from a good gym, but we're not, you know, John Jones isn't
Yeah,
training at my
yeah.
gym. So I was definitely a little intimidated. I expected wrestling from him, but the cage we fought in was massive, bro, like a 30-foot cage. So for me, it was great. I mean, I straight up, I threw one punch in that fight because all I did was kick him, and it worked out.
So you didn't have to change any of your aspects of your game heading into that fight?
Just there was a little bit more space,
Yeah.
because going from striking, you don't got to worry about someone crotch sniffing your hips. So for me, it was just a little bit more space, a little bit more kind of calculations and just less risk taking. Yeah, I really just tried to stay away from him and kick him as much as I could.
Right. Well, speaking of your stand-up career, you have won 7 national titles across kickboxing and Muay Thai. Could you talk to me about
Yeah.
where that journey began and where you started that martial arts journey?
Yeah, man. So my first fight was at the TBA tournament in 2022,
Mm.
and it was 5 fights. I won that tournament, and so that was the first one. And it was weird for me because I went from, never fighting before, a C class fighter, like 0-0, to
Yeah.
5-0. Now I'm in B class, and it's weird that just after a weekend I'm there, because there's some people who get 5 fights over 2.5 years, and it's a very big difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, the MMA fight was next after that, and then I had another tournament, and it was my first like B class tournament, and I didn't know what to expect. But I won it. I definitely had to like dog it out a little bit. Had a really shitty weight cut, and then yeah, we did a kickboxing tournament after that, and that's where my confidence really started to rise. I did this kickboxing tournament, and I got on Team USA because there was no one else in my advanced bracket, so that gave me a lot of confidence. I went and did the TBA tournament again in the B class division, like intermediate, dominated that, and then we went over to the World Championships, and to beat the number one fighter from Spain after only 11 fights, like for me, that secured my confidence big time. I lost the next fight, but it didn't matter. I'm like, yo, this guy who beat me is from Kazakhstan. He has like 400 fights. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
surprised I lost, but um, yeah, just the activity, man, gave me a lot of
Yeah.
confidence. And then I tried to keep that up going into the next year. And yeah, just winning local tournaments, and then the just one Pan American tournament was pretty cool.
Yes, sir. Could you maybe talk to me more about that tournament style of fighting and how fighting multiple times very very quickly is able to build that confidence? You said you went from 0-0 to 5-0 in just a weekend.
Yeah,
Could you talk to me
yeah.
about
Well, the way,
how that? Go ahead.
yeah. Sorry, there's a little bit of a
No,
delay.
my
My
bad.
bad, bro.
No, my bad, bro. My bad,
Um,
bro.
yeah, it's weird. If you go watch tournaments, I'm sure you have. Like, you see someone on day one. Let's say it's a 3-day tournament.
Mhm.
If they win on day one, they almost always look better on day two. And then if they win on day two, they almost always look better on day three. Because there's so much time usually in between fights, if it's a single show, that, y- you know, it's almost like lucid dreaming a little bit. Like the bandwidth that you have to be present in the ring, it gets greater every time. And when it's back to back, like twice in a day, or back to
Mhm.
back, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just kind of expand that bandwidth, and you're able to do more things that you want to do because you were just in there. So tournament fighting is extremely important because it gives you the confidence to do the things you want to do. Now, if you lose, it is what it is. Usually it's just single elimination, but I definitely recommend people do tournaments for 2 reasons. One, like I said, you get that time in the ring just back to back. But
Mhm.
two, there's no face to the opponent. So it's not about, oh, who am I facing next? It's who am I going to be in the ring versus let me prepare for this specific style. You got to be ready to beat anybody, any style, and just be ruthless in a tournament. And it definitely makes your balls a little bigger, I think.
Right. I get that mentality 100%. That is a very, very smart way to think about it. But was there a moment on that kickboxing journey, was there a specific tournament where you won where you thought, that, you spoke about beating the number one guy in Spain after your 11th fight. Was that the moment where you thought to yourself, I could really make a career out of this? This could really be something I could do for my career?
Um, no, not after that one. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the following year. So we went to Chile, and I represented Team USA in the Pan American Championships. So it alternates
Right.
every year. It goes Worlds, Pans, Worlds, Pans. And my first fight was against Brazil. And I'm like, fuck, man, this guy's tough. Like, I watched him beat the brakes off this kid from Canada, uh, and I had to fight him later that day, and I beat him, man. And there was a moment in the fight specifically where I was like, we were neck and neck the whole time. Like, you can see the live scoring. It was a tie the entire time, and I thought about quitting, or I thought about how I was gonna lose. So I was like, I might as well throw the things, like the combinations that I know can kind of make me win. And I
Mm-hmm.
went that third round. I secured it in the last second. Like, I think the last 2 seconds of the fight won me the fight. And it was after beating that dude who was a Glory like Grand Prix winner or something like that. That's the fight that secured my confidence, because the best fighter I ever fought brought out the best fighter in me. And
Right.
that's when I realized, after winning that tournament and that fight specifically, uh, there might be, I proved to myself I could do it internationally, and that gave
Yeah.
me the most confidence.
Yeah. And dig deep and win a dog fight.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of winning those tournaments, being a 7-time national champion throughout Muay Thai and kickboxing, do you feel like that gives you an advantage stepping in there, in the cage against your MMA competition?
I think it does, but it doesn't. You never want to identify with to me, like most things. I don't want to have this identity, because if it gets shaken up, people crumble under that a lot of
Yeah.
times. Um, so I think I like it because other people see it. They're like, oh, fuck, man, he's never even lost in the United States. Like, they
Yeah.
see that shit. They see the tournaments, the accolades, the whatever. So I like it that way, like resume
Hmm.
wise. Um, but I don't think of myself like, oh, I'm the fucking 7-time champ. Like, that's
Yeah.
that's whack, bro.
Yeah.
That's not the way I think of it. I look at us both as undefeated, and uh, I try to consider myself the underdog always, just mindset wise.
Yes, sir. Well, you are 2-0 with the potential of going 3-0 on April 17th. You are still early in your MMA career. What kind of maybe goals or what do you feel like the future of the MMA career of Sam Bailey holds?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just like how I don't want to cling to, past accolades, I don't want to cling
Hmm.
to a goal specifically. But
Right.
being at the gym that I'm at, the Cellar Gym, Coach Ben Locken in my corner, like, I 100% know that if it's UFC that I want to get to, I can get there. If it ends up being, maybe Glory Kickboxing instead, I can get there. So it's not a matter of me and my skills, but the team that I have that can propel me to where I want to go. Anything I want to achieve, I know I can have it. And that's awesome and beautiful, but also puts a little bit of pressure on me as to like what the right choice is. But I guess if I had to like choose, I want to be in the UFC, man. By the time I'm 28, 29, that's the time to start a 4 or 5 year run in the UFC and then call it.
Yes, sir. Well, you do have an illustrious kickboxing career. When do you feel like you will start to make that full time transition into MMA? You talked about maybe kickboxing at Glory at some point.
Yeah, I think for right now, I'm gonna stick to MMA. Stick to MMA.
Hmm.
I had my stint for about 2 years with striking, and it was great, man. Like, the sport, the people in the sport, it's beautiful. It's you don't find that with MMA in the same way. It's there a little
Hmm.
bit, but like, MMA is kind of ratchet and trashy. Like, it just is. It's
Yeah.
hey, it's part of the reason we love it, man. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think I've got the reps in the time striking. It's time to stick to MMA, be comfortable in those little gloves, and yeah, I mean, probably 2 more amateur fights, and then I plan on going pro at the end of this year for MMA.
Right. Right. So you're looking to turn pro at the end of the year?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Yes, sir. Well, like I said, this is the prospect watch. You talked about some of the training partners that you've trained with. Is there anybody that you've been training with there out there at the Cellar Gym that you feel like is set to have a breakout year in 2026? Somebody that maybe is going under the radar?
It's a good question, man. We got a lot of sleepers, honestly. Like our amateur team it's massive. Um, about 4 years ago, uh, Ben Locken took over the gym from Chris Sycon, who previously owned it before.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just had this surge of amateur fighters, mostly Muay Thai, but lots of jiu-jitsu competitors, lots of Muay Thai, even kickboxers. But if there's one person that I'd have to name, and he probably wouldn't even say this about himself, it's my boy Jameer. Jameer Anderson. He's got about 4 Muay Thai fights,
Okay.
but he teaches at the Cellar. He's making his life, all about Muay Thai. And I 100%, I can see that guy in 4 years being in one championship with those little gloves. He's a sleeper, man. He's a sleeper.
But he's got the potential. You see the potential in him?
100%, man. It's his mindset. He loves it. He loves it.
Yes, sir. Well, speaking of your coaches, is there any coaches or any sponsors that you want to give a shout out that have really helped you out throughout this journey of yours?
Yeah, man. I mean, my biggest sponsor and my number one supporter, it's Katie Locken and Ben Locken at the Cellar
Mm-hmm.
Gym. I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do without them. They've given me all the resources. They've employed me and stuff, gotten me out of the restaurant job, and I'm able to just be in the gym full time. And I don't have any sponsors right now, but the people that helped me get to the World Championships in Abu Dhabi last year for
Yeah.
kickboxing, I couldn't have done it without them, man. So Triple Diamond Sports Breaks, I believe they're in, I want to say Egan, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Uh, I IFA by Saigon, just the best man. They gave me a check, and I swear to God, I've spent the entire check back at their restaurant eating pho, bro. It's so good. And then egg on a roll, amazing breakfast sandwiches. And then one of my first sponsors ever was actually the restaurant I worked at for a few years. It's called Parlor Bar in North Loop, Minneapolis. It's the best burger you'll ever have, bro. Yeah, yeah. Those are my sponsors. I love those people, man. Even though they supported me in the past, it's still it echoes on to now. So I
Right.
really appreciate those people.
Yes, sir. Those sound like amazing sponsors. Speaking of the WACO World Championships in Abu Dhabi, you are coming off of those fights. Could you talk to me about what it was like to fight in Abu Dhabi, such a prestigious place, a place that is growing to be a fight capital of the world?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. It was amazing, man. To the level of, professionalism and media that they put out was insane. Like you can tell these people, they want their athletes to want to fight there. Like
Mm-hmm.
the way they made, we're technically amateur when we're fighting under WACO rules.
Yeah.
But they built you up like professionals, man, and everything was well ran. The arena was amazing. The accommodation was great. Abu Dhabi is like kind of whatever, It's
Okay.
just a place on the world, but it's the
Right.
the the people there that make it what it is, man. They really care
I
about,
see.
yeah, showing you a good time when you're there as an athlete or even if you're just there for fun. So it was I can't imagine a better experience with Waco than in Abu Dhabi.
But yeah, you enjoyed it. It was a fun time all around.
Dude, so dope. So dope.
Well, do you have a final message for all the LFA fans that are going to be watching you on April 17th ahead of your fight?
Yeah, man, get your tickets. LFA doesn't stream amateur fights, so if you want to see
Yeah.
someone get knocked out cold, head kick, you got to be there, April 17th. I mean, we'll try to sneak a camera in there, but yeah, come get your tickets, support the Cellar Gym, and yeah, pop out to Mystic Lake, April 17th.
Right. Do you have a final message for Santana besides watch out for the head kick?
Bro, keep your fucking hands up. That's it. That's it. Keep your hands up.
Well, Sam, bro, thank you
That's
so
it.
much for the interview, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, bro. This was dope. This was awesome.
Thank you, man. Well, you guys, that was the Sam Bailey Jr. episode of the Prospect Watch. I really hope you guys enjoyed. That was a good conversation. That was a great conversation. A very, very intelligent guy, Mr. Sam Bailey is. Making his LFA debut on 2 weeks' notice this April 17th. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be a banger. Like he said, if you want to tune into that, you're going to have to buy the LFA pay-per-view. Sorry about that, but still, if you're tuning in, you have to watch Sam. Sam is a very young, elite, high-level prospect. I can't wait for this fight. I can't wait, and thank you again, Sam, for the interview. More episodes of the Prospect Watch coming soon. We're out. Peace.